Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna be talking about the elephant faction, the Carthaginians. Hey guys, what is up? This is Wolf/Turd, and today we're gonna be taking a look at this beautiful army. Way better than I thought it would be. I was actually expecting like a C tier, but I was pleasantly surprised. So let's take a look at their units. So first they start with the Numidian Mercenaries. These guys are cavalrymen. They're skirmisher cav. I don't use them particularly, but they have good stamina, good morale, and they're fast moving. So this is a good addition to any Carthaginian army, especially because they're not too expensive. However, I'd rather just get this money and invest it on Sacred Band's cavalry, or maybe some Poeni infantry or something like that. They are, in my opinion, better options, but definitely this is not a bad unit. Then we have the Baleric Slingers, of course, 6 attack, 6 defense, 3 charge, 9 missile. They are vulnerable to missiles. They don't have long-ranged missiles. That for me is not a particularly great archer unit or slinger unit, but they do their job quite effectively. However, they are quite expensive, 470 denarii. I would rather take 3 units of slingers instead of 1 unit of Baleric Slingers. Then we have the Spanish Mercenaries. These guys are not that great if you're in a custom battle or multiplayer battle. I wouldn't advise to take these guys. They don't have the good morale trait. They only have 12 defense, 7 attack. They do throw the javelin before charging, but if the other unit is superior, like for example some chosen swordsman or something like that, they will get wrecked. So then we have the siege equipment. Yes, they have avioniggers, which is pretty good. Then we go over to the elephant line. We have normal elephants, 1300 denarii. They have 5 attack, 12 defense, 8 charge, 10 hit points. These guys are decent. They don't have any kind of armor. So the problem is they are very weak to missile fire and to archers and javelins and all of that. They have good morale, however, but the animals can run amok. That's their weakness. They are really good with a good anvil. Then we have the war elephants. The war elephants they cost 2500 denarii, so it's quite a bit. They have 6 attack, 16 defense, 8 charge. They do 6 missile damage because they have archers on top, and they have 12 hit points. These are the standard elephants that you will want to be taking. Of course that the elephants are good. They cost half the price, which is really decent. Maybe you will want to have 2 units of elephants instead of 1 unit of war elephants. That's absolutely okay. But these war elephants are really good. And then we have an even better version of these, which is the armored elephants. They are exactly the same unit, but they have 3 more points in defense, totaling 19 defense. These guys are really good. Anyway, they all have the same weakness, which is fire arrows. So if you can take care of the enemy skirmishers, like skirmishers, archers, and stuff, you can probably use your elephants fairly safely, and they will do great amount of damages as the hammer in your hammer and anvil formation or strategy. Anyway, then let's go to the cavalry units. We have round shield cavalry. They do not have good morale. They will not hold for long. They have 7 attack, 10 defense, 4 charge. These guys are the basic cav unit for the Carthaginians. I don't really like them. In the campaign, if you master them, they can do really well. In multiplayer battles, they usually don't do well, so don't bring them. They're cheap, but they're not that great. Then we have the long shield cavalry guys. Long shield cavalry is already decent. They have 8 attack, 13 defense, 6 charge. But again, they are not that reliable. They do have good morale. They are fast moving. They can cover a lot of land in the short periods of time. However, they will not be your savior for your battles, you know, because every other faction most factions have better cavalry units. Of course, that you're fighting the Greeks, you will beat their cavalry, long shield cavalry, no problem. Anyway, then we go to the star of the cavalry roster for the Carthaginians, and it's the Sacred Band Cavalry. Sacred Band Cavalry have 11 attack, 18 defense, 6 charge. They do have good morale. They are very well armored and they have good stamina. These guys are very good cavalry units, right up there with the cataphracts, especially when you see that they cost almost 200 less denarii than a unit of cataphracts, and they can fight toe-to-toe with the legionary cav. Of course, the Praetorian cav is a little bit better than them, but if you have 2 units of sacred bands, you can defeat easily 1 unit of Praetorian cav. So do not worry about it. And by the way, the Praetorian cav is more expensive, almost 200 more denarii as well. So these guys are very worth having in the Carthaginian roster. Anyway, now we go for the missile units. We have the slingers and we have the skirmishers. I'm not gonna really be talking much about them. They are stock slingers, stock skirmishers. It's 2 decent options, but the archers are better, and yeah, they don't have long-range missiles, of course. So they are not that great at missiles, the Carthaginians. Now let's go to the infantry line. We have the peasants, of course. These guys are so good. These peasants are so good. You know, they're shit. And then we have the town militia. Yeah, well, they're also shit. Town militia have 3 attacks, 7 defense, 1 charge. They have poor morale, so anything that happens, a butterfly lands on one of the peasants and they start running away. So don't use them. If you want a unit to just hold your settlements, just use peasants. Anyway, on multiplayer, on custom battles, you will not be bringing town militia. They are absolutely useless. And the Iberian Infantry kind of goes the same way. They have 7 attack, 8 defense, 2 charge. The description says they are reliable, well armed, and tough. They are not reliable, not well armed, and not tough at all. So yeah, we have these contradictions over here. Do not take the Iberian Infantry. They are just bad all around. Unless you have 240 denarii left, don't take them. Then we have the Libyan Spearmen, 5 attack, 16 defense, 2 charge. These guys are not terrible. They are good against calves, so if you have them on the flanks, I guess they can do a good job, but they are not good frontline units because they do not have good morale. But they are well armored, okay? They don't have even good stamina, so they will not be able to run a lot, to fight for a long periods of time. Libyan Spearmen are just your placeholder unit until you get the Poene Infantry. The Poene Infantry have 9 attack, 18 defense, 4 charge. These guys are good units. They can defeat a unit of legionary cohorts. They can form the phalanx. They have good morale. They are well armored. They have good stamina. So these guys are pretty good in the front line. They are a good anvil, so as you can bring your hammer in the form of sacred band cavalry or elephants. And they can defeat most units that don't have phalanx, maybe except the Praetorians or even the Urbans. Then we have the Sacred Band. These guys are the star of the Carthaginian roster. They have 12 attack, 23 defense, and 4 charge. These guys are excellent. They can form the phalanx. They have good morale. They are very well armored, good stamina. So you will be buying a unit of Sacred Warband with 710 denarii, and they will be worth every single denarii you pour into them, for sure, with those 12 attack and 23 defense. This unit is as strong in terms of stats, you know, stat-wise, as strong as the Praetorian cohort, and it can beat them head-to-head, for sure, because they have the phalanx, and the phalanx stops the enemy from dealing damage, and you can still deal damage. So they are really good units to have on the front line. This is the best anvil you could possibly hope for, right up there with the Spartans and the urban cohorts. Anyway, guys, we are at the end of the Carthaginian cohort, and now it is time to put them on a tier on our tier list. And I am thinking here, oh wait, no, we gotta go for the strengths and weaknesses of this army. So what are the strengths? It's that they have really good elite units, Sacred Band Cavalry. These 2 units are right up there with the Praetorian cohorts and the legionary cavalry. They are pretty good. Oh, and the cataphracts as well. Then one of the other strength is the elephant line. Well, they have great cav to wipe out the enemy skirmishers, so you can use your elephants, and boy, does Carthage have you know, a good roster to use elephants. So that's a really big plus for Carthage. And then, of course, the elite units that they have are quite cheap. Sacred Band, this is the unit on the level of the Praetorian cohort, and it just costs 710. Praetorian cohort, 810. So 100 denarii cheaper. You can almost bring a unit of slingers to the battlefield and a Sacred Band for the price of a Praetorian cohort. And then you have the Sacred Band Cavalry. They are the same strength. They are about the same strength as a Legionary Cavalry. And they cost 780, while the Legionary Cav costs 790. And of course, if the Romans want to bring better Cav, they will have to choose the Praetorian Cav, and the Praetorian Cav costs about 80 more denarii. I mean 60 more denarii than the Sacred Band Cavalry. So there, I up there with those guys. Anyway, what are their weaknesses, however? The weakness is the infantry has low maneuverability. Like the actual viable infantry for the Carthaginians, which is the Poeni infantry at the Sacred Band, they are phalanx type units, so obviously they will not be able to maneuver that fast on the battlefield. You can run them and then put phalanx, but that will mean you need to do more micro. But you can clearly go around this. And then you have your missiles have lack of range. You don't have long range missiles. However, these two weaknesses can easily be forgiven, because they have a really good cavalry unit that is not too expensive, that can beat most cavalry and beat and then beat the skirmishers, so that you can actually go over to the enemy line or have the missile superiority in just a little bit. Anyway, guys, so after the strengths and weaknesses, I think it's easy to see to what tier these guys are going to be. I was really expecting them to be like a C, maybe a B tier, but no, these guys are a solid A tier, and they're just not an S tier, because the Romans have better infantry and the Romans have better cavalry. Otherwise, they would for sure be on the S tier. Oh, and of course they don't have long range missiles. I think that is also a big one. Thankfully enough, they have one of the best cavalry units in the game as well, so they get the A tier. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are still watching this video and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I think that I earned that subscription like this. And do leave a like in the video if you liked it, if it was informative, if it made you see the Carthaginians in a whole new light like it did me. I'll see you guys then on the next one. Oh, by the way, don't forget to comment in the comments below if you disagree with me. I'll see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.